People need to stop idolizing tech CEOs as innovators. It's the workers and engineers of those companies that deserve the credit. Was Steve Jobs in his workshop like, "Eureka! I just created the iPhone"? No. Was Elon Musk like, "Now that I've just created an efficient electric motor, I'm going to invent a rocket that lands itself"? No. This list goes on and on, but for some reason, society loves to give credit to these guys for these technological innovations, when in reality, they were just barking orders at teams of people to create them. Are they efficient business people? Sure, I'll give them credit for that. Should they, themselves, be idolized as innovators and inventors? Absolutely not. Give credit where credit is due. As much as I hate Musk, I gotta say that it's CEOs who bring those engineers together, tell them what to do and give them the means to do it. It's like thank the wheels not the car sentiment. Zuckerberg made his own fortune off his own knowledge. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos made his own fortune. Both of them had an idea, or took an existing one, and made it into a business that made them billions. You don't get to the billionaires club unless you have a genius idea. If you are the owner and CEO of your own business, most of the time you did all the hard creative work to make that company what it is. Then after the hard stuff is done, you hire others to do the rest. So I'll upvote because it's not a popular opinion, but you should know why it's an unpopular opinion. Look at like this: you're given a problem that wants you to perform a volume integral over a shape. The hardest part of this problem is setting up the integral, not the math that the integral entails. Yes, it's good to know the little details, but it's even more important to know how to approach the problem. The little technical solving part is what a calculator is for. As an engineer, we can be the calculator in this situation. When given instructions, I'm sure at least one engineer is bound to solve the fine details. The money comes with the person who can set up the problem solution, not the person that does the fine details. Yes, the engineer's work is far from menial, but also it's far from invaluable. The person setting up the solution is the most valuable part of the equation. Musk is his own chief engineer. Was Steve Jobs in his workshop like, "Eureka! I just created the iPhone"? Yes, he was. The designers and engineers involved were there as Steve's tools, but the invention of the smartphone was pretty much all Steve. Was Elon Musk like, "Now that I've just created an efficient electric motor, I'm going to invent a rocket that lands itself"? Yep, Elon is a brilliant engineer. When Russia wouldn't sell him rocket engines, he read some rocketry and physics books on his flight home and designed one himself, then iterated until self-landing worked. If a company's founder is the CEO, they are almost certainly the chief innovator as well. The one needs the other. Bill Burr, is that you? It's because they invested and took more risk. Without those two things, there's no workers creating it. The founders set the vision and direction of the company. They determine the go-to-market, handle the capital raises to get investors, and manage the company as well. To use a metaphor, the founder is the driver of a car. Sure, the engine and the gas and all the parts of the car are the reason why the car works, but without the driver it could be heading towards a brick wall. Building companies from a start-up to a Fortune 500 company is incredibly rare, difficult to pull off well, and requires a lot of luck in terms of market trends and technological constraints. The founders we look up to are those who founded companies that are using exciting technology. But most people don't know the journey it took to get there, and they don't realize it's really easy to make huge mistakes that cripple your business. For example, most people don't know that Google was willing to sell themselves to Yahoo for $1 million in 1998, but Yahoo refused. Then in 2002, Yahoo tried to buy Google for $3 billion, Google countered with $5 billion, Yahoo said no. Then in 2008, Microsoft offered to buy Yahoo for $40 billion, Yahoo said no. Then in 2016, Yahoo sold to Verizon for $4.06. Google now has a market cap of $1.06. Yahoo lost out on a lot of money. In 22 years, the company that was willing to sell themselves for $1 million, become evaluated at $1T. That is extraordinary. That's Michael Jordan's level of excellence within their industry. If that doesn't deserve praise, then I don't know what will impress you. My CEOs have never ever given any ideas for new products. At most they choose which products to focus on, from the ones that exist. It's engineers, architects, maybe a customer need, sometimes sales. But the highest level reached for a working prototype investment was CTO, and that only for multi-man-year work for a concept. Everyone deserves credit in these things, but come on, I'm an engineer. Take Musk for example. I used to be annoyed that there was no simple and safe way to pay for things online. I had the same idea for PayPal, but never in a million years could I have made it happen. Musk then took on NASA, and look what he's achieved. Would you ever have seen booster rockets returning and landing without him being involved? The guy is a visionary and also a bit of a dick, but credit is due where it's due. Spoken like someone who has no clue how CEOs actually work or what they do. LMAO, you really think Jobs was like, go make me an iPhone and that was it? Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Musk is a brilliant engineer and innovator. It's ridiculous and stupid to say he's somehow just a figurehead businessman. Who the hell do you think fund him, lol?